Noah Lyles and Letsile Tebogo's rivalry just took an unexpected turn, off the track, after World Athletics highlighted Tobogo's heroic efforts during Botswana's severe flooding. Lyles's unexpected comment, "A true man of the people," social media went wild. Fans and athletes were stunned by this rare show of sportsmanship. Could this mark a new chapter in their relationship? Let's break it down. The backdrop to this story unfolded in Gaborone, Botswana's capital, where severe flooding created a crisis situation. Emergency services struggled to handle the volume of incidents as the rain continued to pour. Streets turned into waterways, leaving vehicles stranded and citizens in desperate need of help. The situation demanded immediate action, and Tobogo stepped forward without hesitation. His response to the crisis revealed a side of the athlete that transcended sports rivalry. The 21-year-old demonstrated leadership beyond the track, using his own truck to rescue stranded drivers and their vehicles. Local media captured these rescue operations, showing multiple successful extractions from dangerous situations.
Way cleanly, it is a fast start from Trayvon Bromwell and from Terence Jones. Noah Lyles driving hard here in the middle. It is going to be a win for Noah Lyles. Outside 650 this year, but an important win for Noah Lyles. He looks very pleased with that. He didn't get the perfect start. I've got to say his start was better last year.
He's got the job done there, Noah Lyles. He was.
Their rivalry's history adds crucial context to this moment. The tension peaked at the Paris Olympics, where Tobogo claimed gold in the 200-meter final, defeating favorite Lyles. The post-race press conference became another battleground, with Tobogo taking a direct shot at Lyles's personality. "I can't be the face of athletics because I'm not an arrogant or a loud person like Noah." The comment stung, leading to further exchanges through various media outlets. Their competitive fire often spilled into public discourse, creating headlines and dividing fan opinions. The intensity of their rivalry seemed to grow with each interaction, making any positive exchange between them newsworthy. Lyles' response showed surprising maturity in recognizing his rival's humanitarian efforts. The six-word message carried weight beyond its simplicity, potentially marking a turning point in their relationship. The comment section filled with thousands of responses, as fans debated whether this indicated a genuine thaw in their rivalry. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, analyzing the potential implications for track and field's most compelling rivalry. The response demonstrated how a simple acknowledgement could transcend sporting boundaries and resonate with a global audience. The impact was immediate. NBC Sports' Travis Miller shared footage of Tobogo's rescue efforts, sparking massive engagement. Journalist Karen Madden and proud Botswana citizens amplified the story, turning it viral. Lyles's response and Tobogo's actions reshaped their rivalry, proving social media can spotlight the human side of sports beyond competition. Previous tension between the athletes had manifested in various ways. After his Olympic defeat, Lyles dismissed the 200-meter event entirely, telling LetsRun.com, "Nobody cares about the 200. Tobogo later criticized the American media's focus on U.S. athletes, particularly in Sprint Season 2, highlighting the disparity in coverage between nations. The back and forth continued through interviews and social media, each athlete defending their position while criticizing the other. Their contrasting personalities and competing narratives fueled media coverage and fan discussions throughout the season. This latest interaction suggests potential growth in their relationship. Lyles' recognition of Tobogo's character during a crisis demonstrates an ability to separate athletic rivalry from human achievement. The response shows maturity from both athletes, Tobogo in his selfless actions during an emergency, and Lyles in acknowledging his rival's humanitarian efforts. Their exchange provides hope for a more nuanced rivalry, where competition doesn't preclude mutual respect. The sporting world watches with interest to see how this development might influence their future interactions both on and off the track. the impact extends beyond just these two athletes. Their exchange sets an example for how rivals can acknowledge each other's positive actions while maintaining competitive spirit. The viral nature of their interaction demonstrates public appetite for sportsmanship and human connection in athletics. As the track season continues, this moment may mark a new chapter in one of track and field's most compelling rivalries, showing how athletics can bridge divides and celebrate human achievement beyond sport. The broader context of their competitive relationship deserves deeper examination. Both athletes represent a new generation of track stars, each bringing unique qualities to the sport. Lyles, known for his outspoken personality and theatrical celebrations, contrasts sharply with Tobogo's quieter, more reserved demeanor. Their different approaches to public life and competition created natural tension, fueling media narratives and fan discussions. The American sprinter's bold predictions and confident statements often made headlines, while Tobogo let his performances speak for themselves. These contrasting styles added layers to their rivalry, making each competition between them more than just a race. The evolution of their public personas tells an interesting story. Lyles emerged as a charismatic figure in American track and field, openly discussing his goals of transcending the sport. His active social media presence and willingness to engage in pre-race dialogue made him a constant presence in athletics media. Meanwhile, Tobogo built his reputation through consistent improvement and breakthrough performances. The Botswanan sprinter's rise to prominence challenged the traditional U.S. dominance in sprinting, creating a compelling narrative about the globalization of track and field excellence. Their different paths to success highlighted the diverse ways athletes could impact their sport. Recent developments in track and field add another dimension to their relationship. The sport has seen increasing competition from athletes representing smaller nations, challenging the traditional powers. Tobogo's success represents this shift, proving that exceptional talent can emerge from any country. His humanitarian actions during the Gaborone floods demonstrated how athletes from smaller nations often maintain stronger connections to their local communities. This contrast with the more commercialized environment of American track and field adds depth to their rivalry, moving beyond just personal competition to represent different approaches to athletic success. The influence of social media on modern sports rivalries becomes evident through this interaction. A single tweet from Lyles demonstrated how digital platforms can instantly transform public perception of athlete relationships. The rapid spread of both Tobogo's rescue efforts and Lyles's response shows how quickly narratives can shift in the modern media landscape. This incident proves that while social media can amplify conflicts, it can equally highlight moments of sportsmanship and human connection. The global reaction to their exchange demonstrates the athletics community's appetite for positive interactions between rivals. Their story reflects broader changes in athletic competition. Modern sports increasingly balance intense rivalry with public responsibility and community engagement. Athletes face pressure not just to perform, but to represent positive values and contribute to society. Tobogo's actions during the crisis and Lyles' recognition of them exemplify this evolution in athletic excellence. Their exchange suggests that future sports rivalries might increasingly incorporate acknowledgement of achievements beyond competition, creating richer narratives around athlete relationships. The impact on their respective fan bases shows interesting developments. Supporters from both sides, previously engaged in heated online debates, found common ground in appreciating this moment of mutual respect. The reaction demonstrates how sports can bridge divides and create unexpected connections. Fan comments across social media platforms showed appreciation for both Tobogo's humanitarian efforts and Lyles's gracious acknowledgement, suggesting that intense athletic rivalries need not prevent recognition of human excellence. Looking ahead, their rivalry may enter a new phase. The acknowledgement of humanitarian efforts could set a precedent for future interactions, allowing room for both fierce competition and mutual respect. Their next meeting on the track will carry additional intrigue as fans watch for signs of change dynamics between these two champions. The athletic world will observe whether this moment marks a lasting change in their relationship or represents a temporary pause in their intense rivalry. Their future competitions could benefit from this added layer of respect, potentially creating more compelling narratives around their races.
I mean, It's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of about time that we got our opportunity to share our stories and have the biggest moment ever watched.
The 2025 indoor track season just gave us one of its most exciting moments at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix in Boston. Everyone was waiting to see what would happen when two Olympic champions, Noah Lyles and Marcel Jacobs, faced off in the 60-meter sprint. Lyles came in as the current Olympic 100-meter champion, while Jacobs was still remembered for his stunning Tokyo Olympics victory. The crowd at Boston was buzzing with excitement, knowing they were about to watch something special. Before the race even started, people couldn't stop talking about who would come out on top. The drama started early in the semi-finals, and it was almost like watching a movie. Jacobs, who many expected to cruise through, barely made it to the finals with a disappointing time of 6.69 seconds. This was shocking for someone who used to dominate indoor sprints. Meanwhile, Lyles looked completely in control, winning his semi-final heat with a powerful 6.55 seconds. Just when everyone thought Jacobs wouldn't make it to the final, fate stepped in. Another athlete's injury opened up a spot, and Jacobs got his second chance. When the final race began, the stadium was electric with anticipation. 8 of the world's fastest men lined up, but all eyes were on lanes 4 and 5, where Lyles and Jacobs stood ready. As soon as the gun went off, Lyles showed why he's considered the world's fastest man right now. By the halfway point of the race, he was already pulling away from everyone else. His form looked perfect, his speed was incredible, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. The finish wasn't even close. Lyles crossed the line in an impressive 6.52 seconds, leaving everyone else fighting for second place.
They're away cleanly. It is a fast start from Trayvon Bromwell and from Terence Jones. Noah Lyles driving hard here in the middle. It is going to be a win for Noah Lyles. Outside 6:50 this year, but an important win for Noah Lyles. He looks very pleased with that. He didn't get the perfect start. I've got to say his start was better last year.
He's got the job done there, Noah Lyles. He was, as you said,
Terence Jones from the Bahamas managed to grab second with 6.57 seconds, while PJ Austin took third in 6.60 seconds. Jacobs, the former indoor world champion, had to settle for fourth place with a time of 6.63 seconds. Even former world indoor champion Trayvon Bromwell couldn't keep up, finishing fifth. After the race, Lyles showed why he's not just a great athlete, but also a star. "I'm trying to transcend my sport," he said, making it clear that winning Olympic gold wasn't enough. He wants to win everywhere he goes because he's the world's fastest man. This wasn't just trash talk, he backed it up with his performance. His victory sent a clear message to everyone in track and field. 2025 is going to be Noah Lyles' year.
Oh yeah, I've been, this is our third year in a row bringing in the walk-ins, so I'm very proud to see that it didn't die in the first year, and I'm glad to see more and more people doing it.
For Jacobs, this race showed how much work he has ahead of him. Just a few years ago, he was the one everyone was chasing after his Tokyo Olympics triumph. Now he's struggling to keep up with the new generation of sprinters. His fourth-place finish isn't just a loss. It's a sign that the sprinting world has moved on, and he'll need to find something special to get back to the top. This race means even more when you think about what's coming up this year. With major championships on the horizon, Lyles has shown he's ready to defend his titles. His time of 6.52 seconds isn't just fast. It's a warning to every other sprinter out there. He's not just winning race, he's dominating them and doing it with style. But wait, there is more. For track and field fans, this race revealed something important about where sprinting is heading in 2025. Lyles isn't just winning, he's changing how people think about sprinting. His ability to dominate both indoor and outdoor events shows he's become a complete sprinter. Most athletes are either better indoors or outdoors, but Lyles seems unstoppable in both. This versatility makes him especially dangerous as the season moves forward. The technical side of Lyles' victory is worth looking at closely. His start, which used to be his weak point, has improved dramatically. He's now getting out of the blocks faster and stronger than ever before. By the 30-meter mark of the 60-meter race, he was already pulling away from the field. This is particularly impressive because the 60 meters is usually where specialists in short sprints have an advantage. Lyles proved he can beat anyone, even at their own game. What makes this win even more impressive is that it was only Lyles' second race of 25. Athletes usually need several races to reach their peak form, but Lyles is already running times that most sprinters would be happy with at the end of their season. His time of 6.52 seconds wasn't just fast enough to win, it was the kind of performance that makes other athletes wonder if they can catch up at all. The impact on Jacobs can't be ignored. After dominating the indoor circuit in previous years, including winning the world indoor title, he now faces serious questions about his future. His time of 6.63 seconds would be good for most sprinters, but for someone who once ran 6.41 seconds, it shows how far he's fallen from his peak. The indoor season has just started, but Jacobs already has a lot of work to do if he wants to challenge for major titles this year. Looking at the rest of the field shows how deep sprinting talent has become. Terrence Jones, the NCAA record holder, proved he belongs with the elite by finishing second. PJ Austin's third-place finish shows there's a new generation of sprinters ready to challenge the established stars. Even Trayvon Brommel, a former world indoor champion, found himself watching the backs of younger athletes. The atmosphere in the Boston Stadium showed how much this race meant to everyone. Every time Lyles runs now, people expect something special, and he delivered. The crowd was on their feet for the final 20 meters, watching him pull away from world-class sprinters like they were standing still. This wasn't just a race, it was a statement about who's in charge of men's sprinting right now. For the rest of 2025, other sprinters will have to figure out how to deal with this new, improved version of Noah Lyles. He's not just fast, he's confident, consistent, and seems to be getting better with every race. His goal of transcending the sport doesn't seem like just talk anymore. He's backing it up with performances that are hard to ignore. Noah Lyles' victory in Boston cements him as the undisputed king of sprinting. It's not just about speed, it's about dominance, consistency, and clutch performances. As the season continues, one thing is clear: he's the man to beat. Can anyone challenge Noah Lyles? Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to our channel for more updates.
You can admire someone and you can respect someone in the track and field in any sport, but if you start letting them become your idol, then it becomes a point of you're going to put them on this pedestal that you won't be able to break.
Something big is about to go down at the 2025 Boston Indoor Grand Prix. The men's 60-meter sprint has become more than just another indoor race. It's turned into a preview of the entire sprint season. After Noah Lyles' recent season opener of 6.62 seconds, all eyes are on how this story will unfold in Boston, where he's made history 2 years running.
Put Usain Bolt on, this is an amazing guy, he broke the world record, yes he did all that stuff, but it's not impossible to break that record because he had to break somebody else's record.
Let's look back at how this rivalry has built up over recent years. In 2023, Lyles and Brommel gave us a race to remember in Boston. Lyles came out on top with a personal best of 6.51 seconds, showing the world his start was catching up to his famous top-end speed. This victory wasn't just about the numbers, it launched Lyles into an incredible outdoor season where he claimed both the 100 meters and 200 meters world titles in Budapest, running impressive times of 9.83 and 19.52 seconds. The Boston race had become his springboard to greatness.
Brommel got a better start than Lyles, that's for sure. On the inside, Kemp got away well as well. But as we see Noah Lyles start to come through, that's very close. Brommel got away better. Noah Lyles coming through with momentum. He has got it. 6:51, a new lifetime best for Noah Lyles. 0.04 of a second off it. And once again, Noah Lyles backs it up with the numbers.
The 2024 edition raised the stakes even higher. Lyles returned to Boston and shocked everyone with a massive improvement, running 6.44 seconds. This time, he didn't just beat Brommel. He took down a field that included Johan Blake, Ronnie Baker, and Fred Curley. Once again, the Boston performance set the tone for his year, leading to that unforgettable Olympic 100-meter final where he claimed gold. In one of the closest finishes in history, the pattern was clear: dominate in Boston, dominate the season. Now, the 2025 Boston Indoor Grand Prix is bringing together perhaps the most impressive 60-meter field ever assembled. Olympic champion Marcel Jacobs brings his 6.41 second personal best from Italy. NCAA record holder Terrence Jones represents the Bahamas with his remarkable consistency under 6.50 seconds. British record holder Zarl Hughes adds European flair to the mix, and at the center of it all, we have the next chapter in the Lyles Bromell saga.
Jonathan Farina. Now really quick away is Blake in the blue. He's light on his feet, and here comes Darnell Hughes. Darnell Hughes like a rocket.
Bromell's comeback story adds another layer of drama to this showdown. After battling injuries and setbacks that would have ended many careers, he recently proved he's back in top form. His 6.42 second run at a small meet in Clemson tied him for 6th fastest all time. This wasn't just a fast time, it was a statement that the former world indoor champion isn't done rewriting history. Every time Bromell steps on the track, he brings the potential to break records.
They're safely away. Bracey got a good start. Lamont Jacobs trying to get into his running. Christian Coleman's up at the moment. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Is it the Olympic champion from the world champion?
Marcel Jacobs remains the fastest man in the field on paper. His 6.41 second personal best from the 2022 World Indoor Championships, where he edged out Christian Coleman, shows his ability to perform under pressure. Even after dealing with injuries in recent seasons, Jacobs proved his worth in the Paris Olympic final, running 9.85 seconds while splitting 6.44 through 60 meters. His presence in Boston adds international star power to an already stellar field. The wild card in this race is Terrence Jones. Standing well over 6 feet tall, he's breaking the mold for what's possible in the short sprints. Most elite 60-meter runners are compact and explosive, but Jones brings a unique combination of height and acceleration. His collegiate record of 6.45 seconds wasn't a one-off performance. He's consistently run under 6.50 seconds, winning multiple NCAA titles. His ability to compete with and beat the world's best, despite his unusual height, makes him a fascinating addition to this field.
Bromell got a better start than Lyles, that's for sure. On the inside, Kemp got away well as well. But as we see Noah Lyles start to come through, that's very close. Bromell got away.
The technical aspects of the Boston track add another interesting element to this competition. Unlike some of the fastest times in history that were set at altitude, in places like Albuquerque, Boston sits at sea level. This means any exceptional performances here can't be attributed to thin air helping the sprinters. The indoor environment eliminates wind assistance, making times directly comparable to other indoor performances throughout history. Noah Lyles' progression in the 60 meters tells an interesting story of improvement, currently ranked 9th all-time indoors. His journey from a primarily 200-meter specialist to a complete sprinter has been remarkable.